friends, how's the hanging? So, I'm back from New York and it's time to get back to regular videos. And today I'm going to be talking about the movie I went to see last week, I think it was, maybe 2 weeks ago, but yeah, whatever. Birds of Prey and the fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Now, I'm going to say, going to the movie, I was kind of iffy on it. Like, for the first few weeks coming up to the release date, I was like, no, I'm not going to go see it. I don't care about it because I know they're going to do the characters all wrong and I just don't care. But to be honest, I learned that in the past I have been like that with some really good films that I really like Amazing Spider-Man 1. I really love that film now, and back then I was like, okay, I don't want to watch this movie, it looks terrible. In all honesty, I was very butthurt because the fact that they didn't go any further with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and that's just the reason why I didn't want to watch Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man until I did much later on, and then I loved it. But yeah, I was very iffy on this film, but since I was very iffy on the Amazing Spider-Man, I decided like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, see what it's like, and to be honest, I actually was surprised. I actually really liked it. For me, if I watch a DC film or a Marvel film or anything, I go on like the comic book accuracy. I know that a lot of people hate people like me where it's like the movie has to be completely comic book accurate. It doesn't have to be completely. It has just to get characters right. Kind of unpopular opinion, that's why I didn't want to go see Joker, because the fact that it did give the character a solid origin story and I didn't want that. I know that it's basically, as I said, for DC it's fine because if a movie just does the character right, I say this is an Elseworlds story. I don't care. It's an Elseworlds story and it doesn't matter. Like, that's why I feel about Joker. I never will watch Joker. This movie I really liked. Most of the characters were done good, like real good, and like other characters, which I'll speak about later, were done terribly. So I'm actually going to start off with the bad points of the movie and then kind of end off with the good points, because I feel like that if I go start with the good points and end with the bad, I don't like ending with bad. That's it. First of all, the title. The title ticks me off because in the movie, it's a Harley Quinn movie. Let's all be honest, it was a Harley Quinn movie featuring the Birds of Prey, which was Huntress, Black Canary, and I guess you could say Renee Montoya was part of them too, because like they kind of solidified that she was part of it at the end of the film. So yeah, the whole title was terrible because it gives you this false view of the film. That's why I was very iffy on the film, because it gives this false view of the film that it was going to be a Birds of Prey movie that was going to be focusing on the Birds of Prey, and like also made you think that Harley Quinn and Cassandra Cain was going to be part of the Birds of Prey. I was like, okay, why are they doing this? Like, because Harley Quinn was never part of the Birds of Prey, not once. Maybe she helped the Birds of Prey once or twice, but that was it. She was never officially part of it. Because literally, they call it Birds of Prey and the fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. They named, since it was a Harley Quinn movie, they pushed the main character in small text, and then the characters who were the side characters as the main title of the film. I think it was bullshit, because it was kind of about, it was just introducing the Birds of Prey, so if they wanted to make another movie later on, then they could just go and say, yeah, we introduced them in this movie and like now they're good. And yeah, it just, they should have called it Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. That would be perfect. Next bad thing, and I'm just gonna say, the villain. Black Mask. Now, not gonna lie, Black Mask, there's a Black Mask comics that like show the origin story of, well, it wasn't Black Mask comic, it was a Batman comic, showing the origin story of how Black Mask became Black Mask. And I felt like that they did not represent the character of Black Mask from that comic all that well, apart from near the end of the film. Like, for 3/4 of the film, he acted like this slightly like super camp guy. He had aspects of the villain, like he cut people's faces off, because that's what Black Mask does. That's the kind of part that I kind of liked about him up for like 3/4 of the film. And I had like certain small aspects of him, but he was super camp and I just didn't like him until the very like last scene in the movie where he had like a load of people fighting the Birds of Prey, and that's the point where he became the badass we all know and love. Well, if you like Black Mask. I'm not just saying I think it's Ewan McGregor, that's the way the character he was told to do, and he just did his best job. I love Ewan McGregor so much, and I just didn't like the character that he portrayed in it up until the end, which then they fucking go and kill him. Oh, that ticked me off so much. They went and killed Black Mask after he just became Black Mask. They had had all the aspects of the Black Mask like origin story in the film, which I really liked, and they took like the time to go make him like that. And now the black sheep, the sheep in the room, the goat in the room, whatever, is the Cassandra Cain. Oh my god, Cassandra Cain was awful. They did the character of Cassandra Cain so badly that if you kind of watched the film, you knew who Cassandra Cain was, you'd be there like, what the fuck is this shit? What? Who is this? This is not the Cassandra Cain I love. If you don't know who Cassandra Cain is, just know that the character they portrayed in Birds of Prey was nothing like the character of Cassandra Cain in the comics. She is so much more of a badass in the comics than she was portrayed out like that. She's not a punk, she wasn't a thief, she was a freaking assassin. She was trained by her father David Cain, who was an assassin a lot, and her mother is Lady Shiva, who's another assassin, and he deprived her of speech, so she'd learn like the movements and like how to fight and all that, and kind of learn how to kill a person by watching their movements and knowing their weaknesses and stuff. Eventually Batman fought her father and then defeated him, and then took in her into the Bat family, and she became the character Orphan, who was, I'm gonna like put a picture of Orphan here, and like she was a badass. She became like an essential part of the Bat family, and you loved her. And eventually, like later on, like just before Flashpoint and like Rebirth, all that stuff, she became one of the Batgirls. Like before that, it was Stephanie Brown. It was Barbara Gordon, but she got shot by the Joker and then gave up being Batgirl and became Oracle. So then Stephanie Brown became Batgirl, and then later on down the line, Cassandra Cain became Batgirl, which was actually a really badass Batgirl. That's how she is supposed to be portrayed, and they did not do anything at all of it. The only kind of joke they made was there was one part that when she first comes into the film, Renee Montoya walks over and like says something to her, and then she doesn't speak to her, and then she says, "Oh, you okay?" And then she actually does say something. She's like, "Frack you" or something like that. Kind of they made a joke along, and then just ruined the character, and that's all I'm gonna say. Hashtag not my Cassandra Cain. Now on to the good stuff. The first thing I gotta say is Margot Robbie. She portrayed a brilliant Harley Quinn. She did even better in this movie than she did portray Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. I liked Suicide Squad a lot, most people didn't, but I liked it. She portrayed Harley Quinn good enough, but they didn't portray her perfectly. So in this film she did it so well. Like she had like, there's this character called Bernie the Beaver who was in the film, and if you were like a fan of the most recent comics, she actually has him, and he's like a dead beaver that she stuffed, that she talks to, and like that she's insane, so she talks to this dead beaver. She does that in the film, and I love it. And also she had her hyena Bruce, which I was so happy to add it into it. And like, yeah, she's just Margot Robbie. Harley Quinn, it was brilliant. I loved Harley Quinn. She was the best part of the movie because she just added so much like comedy and did everything you'd want in Harley Quinn. But the only thing I did like about her was the fact that they changed how her and Joker broke up. In the comics, she ended the relationship with Joker the most badass way possible. I'm gonna like link down below like the comic like strip of her when she broke up with the Joker, and it was so badass. And it just showed her that she was a badass and she was a strong, independent woman that didn't need Joker anymore. She was like just absolutely badass. But in this, they decided to go and make Joker break up with her, and then later on she becomes the character that we know in the comics and that we love. This is why I felt the same thing about Jasmine in the live action Aladdin. They just made her out to be not the strong individual that I knew who Jasmine was in the animated movie, and they built up this strong character, while in the movie she was always this strong character. And it's the same with Harley Quinn. They made her kind of go through like the whole breakup of her and the Joker by like drinking alcohol and all that, and of like making her just a badass. He broke up with her and she was all distraught and like, oh no, what am I gonna do now? And then she just goes and like drives a truck into Ace Chemicals where she became Harley Quinn, and it just took too long to kind of fill up the character. I didn't like. But Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, she did brilliant. brilliant job. Next on to the Birds of Prey. I gotta say, I love the Birds of Prey. They, like the character of Huntress, she was good enough. Like most of the stuff I liked about her. There were certain aspects I didn't like about her, which that was the fact that she was kind of comedic and like, yeah, Huntress has made a few jokes in the comics, but she's more of a serious character. She doesn't make too many jokes, and she's like a part of the extended Bat family. I like her, but they made her out to be like this anger case in this movie, but most of the stuff they did with Huntress they did right, other than the whole like she had anger issues and that she made jokes. That's the kind of only thing that I didn't really like about her, but otherwise Huntress was badass. I loved her mask at the end of the film because it's much more like closer to Huntress in the comics. Then we go to like one character that they did so well was Black Canary. Like Black Canary, I loved Black Canary because at first I was disappointed when they didn't make her do the canary cry for so long in the film, but then they showed the reason why she didn't, because her mother was the previous Black Canary, which was the same as the comics, and she died as Black Canary, so she didn't want to use the canary cry because she didn't want to end up like her mother, dead on the street as a superhero, which I loved. I loved the fact that they did that, and it kind of showed like that her mother dying made her not want to be a superhero, but now like afterwards she decided, you know what, I want to be a superhero now and honor my mother's name by becoming the next Black Canary. Like the canary cry was badass, and I really like the character that they portrayed as Black Canary because Diana Lance was brilliant. She has comedy, I know that for a fact, and yeah, it's just like the character was right and just everything they did with Black Canary was right. I gotta say, the last scene where the Birds of Prey all work with Renee Montoya, Harley Quinn and Cassandra Cain, they all fight all these bad guys, and it's just such a badass fight scene. So all like the relationships they kind of build up in the movies, and like at the very end of it, at first, like, as I said, I thought Harley and all them were going to be part of the Birds of Prey, but they never actually called themselves the Birds of Prey until the very end of the film, and the only people that were part of the Birds of Prey was Huntress, Black Canary and Renee Montoya. And as I said to my brother, that you would actually think about it, you didn't hear any voices or anything. They did, like, it was all kind of fighting, so they could say that technically Oracle was there behind the computer talking to them in their ears. So, and that's just, I was just being hopeful for that. In the most part, I loved the Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That was such a long title. The film was really good. Just certain aspects of it pissed me off. It's mainly just Cassandra Cain, and I hope they do make a Birds of Prey movie because I would love to see that, and I would totally watch. But yeah, tell me down below what you thought of Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, and say if you knew anything about like Cassandra Cain before you went to see the movie. Cassandra Cain has never been shown in like any sort of media. Like she was never on like any animated films, animated series. She was literally in anything, nothing. She was only in the comics, so like not many people would know her if you didn't read the comics. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Bye! See you later.